Good morning, folks. We're going to doodle flies. Fun little butterflies, drawn with a pen, colored with watercolor. It's easy, it's fun, it's for beginners. And we're going to do it now. Good morning and welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie and I want to welcome you to Doodle Flies. I love that. I think it's just really cute, and it's something that makes us think of whimsical. So we're going to be doing whimsical fantasy butterflies, and they are just going to be fun, fast, easy. I don't expect today to be long and involved. We're just going to enjoy our time. I have this is an eco pen. I've been using that a lot lately. The ink is waterproof. I've been using the Arteza watercolor pencils to put the color onto my pretty little doodles. I have a piece of 140-pound Arteza watercolor paper. This is cut to 5.5 by 7 because it's 1/4 of an 11 by 14 piece of paper. That's all we need. You don't even need all of that. You can just do this with a regular pen and paper. Go grab something out of the recycle bin and just have fun with me. I'm going to slip stuff out of the way. We're going to set this piece of paper down now. A bright white piece of paper on a bright white background. That's a little hard to see, isn't it? Let's get some designs on. Our butterflies are they're based on real butterflies, but they've gone totally fantasy. And I want to say thank you and welcome to everybody showing up in the live stream right now. I see you popping in. Thank you. It is exciting when people start showing up and you feel like, hey, I'm doing okay. People want to be here. Good morning. Good morning. I love seeing hearts. Thank you. All right. So this isn't challenging. This is not hard. When we do butterflies and we're doing them in a whimsical kind of way, you don't have to stick to the proper number of segments or anything. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to pick a spot, and I think I'll zoom in on this paper, make it even more close up, and you don't need me. I did not realize I was on there still. Oh well. Turn that one off. There. Now, I'm going to put a little head on here. Oh, did I grab the wrong pen? I might have grabbed one that was running out. Ooh, I grabbed one that was running out. So, the Eco Pens, they come in a tube. Oops. Like this. I bought a box of 20 of them, so. And they're not sponsoring me or anything. I just like these pens. They've got a nice ink on them. And when you first get them, they have this little rubber tip that protects the point. Pretty nice, huh? And then, oh my gosh, look how quick and easy that is. It's 11:34 on the East Coast. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to go for a time when, more people would be able to come. I am going to have this one going kind of pointing towards the corner. This is the corner of my paper right here. And to get these guys going, I am going to just, if you look at that, it's kind of like a handbag for that wing. I'm going to do the same type of shape on the other side. This is the top wing. I want to give him a little room to be able to do some doodling in here, get some patterns in. And then this little guy, I think his bottom wing is going to be like curtains hanging down. Oh, that's fun. I like really fun antennas. I'm going to put a bunch of little butterflies on here, and then we're going to doodle them. So another little head. I'm going to give this one a thorax and a tail, or abdomen. And this one, then I'm going to go ahead and he's going to have these really cute bumpily type wings. And because I'm doodling, I don't mind having these little guys sort of overlapping each other. Now these are very loose and fun types of butterflies to do. Doodle flies don't all have to fly the same direction. I have one that I really love. It looks kind of like a big teardrop. That's his whole head and body. And then he's going to get really very flower petally type wings. Big one on the top and a skinnier one on the bottom. Oh, now see how I just really was off on these sizes? I'm going to go ahead and just make this one about the same size, and then just put the little bit on the other side here to kind of match it up. There. We'll make that all work out really, really well in just a second. There we go. And like I said, these are really basic outlines right now. So then we can go in and do some fun doodling. This one's kind of like a breadstick for the body. There are so many bugs in Florida, yes. And the little black tips, somebody was saying they have these all over the place now. Yeah, those do look like little bugs, don't they? If you've got your glasses off and you don't look very closely. This one, I think I want to kind of square off his wing a little bit more. I'm really just giving myself outlines to fill in. And again, if I don't like the actual profile of what I got, I can adjust. Oh, I like that. I think he's going to get a little round wing on the bottom. I am going to fill these with patterns. So these really are going to be, it's almost going to be like a sampler of patterns being, with the butterflies being what we're filling in with the sampler. I want another one here and maybe, or two more here and one more there. I think 3 more butterflies on here. And this one is going to have really long stretched out wings. Yeah, it does look kind of like a cute bow tie or something that you would put in a little girl's hair. That would be neat. I am looking at, let's see here. Let's go with this one. Kind of little. And this one's going to be laying underneath part way of the other butterfly that was right there. Saw what I did there? Just by stopping the line and then starting it back up on the other side. So if it runs into a line, I just stop. Is my sound going crazy? Please let me know, because I've been having people talking about sound not doing well. I moved my microphone so that it's in a closer to me location. So let me know. I really don't want sound to be an issue here. The microphone is closer to my table, so if I make loud banging noises or move things around on it, sometimes that can make noise also. Let's see, we're going to go with one pointing that way. Again, this is really going to be like a sampler, and I'm excited to start putting designs in here. There, running into a line, picking up and starting on the other side of that line. And they don't have to be perfectly matched. They just have to be similar enough to each other. Okay, so I think what's going on, Amy, is that you might need to restart your video. Just refresh your browser, because sometimes if you get that kind of crazy sound where it sounds like the video's going really slow, that could be the browser and the way the internet is coming through. Look at that. All right, so what I want to do is I am going to shrink this screen down just a smidge because I've got it zoomed up pretty big. I want the whole thing on the page, on the whole page on the screen. There we go. Okay. No, I do not know why my sound is going really weird. All right, let me do a little check here. Whoa, that is weird. All right, so my sound is going crazy. I'm going to stop the stream and I'm going to come right back. So don't go anywhere, guys. All right, so let's see if the sound's doing any better. That is crazy. Okay, I'm in that lag space where I don't know if my voice has gotten better or not. Oh, please. No, dagnabbit. Okay, guys, I'm unplugging my microphone. I'm going to plug it back in. And we're going to see if that resets my microphone. All right, I have unplugged the mic. I've plugged it back in. I might have a little bit of a cold, but my voice doesn't sound that deep. Nobody else has taken over my video, and I'm going to have to edit this bit out and probably re-upload this after we're done. Oh, good. Yay! Okay, yay! All right, guys, let's get back to the regularly scheduled. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I really appreciate it. Whoa, that was weird. Yay, okay, we're back to normal, and we're just about ready to start doodling up these butterflies with pretty little patterns. I do want to fit, I think maybe a tiny one here, and I really like tiny ones. So I want to put a really tiny one in. And I think it's just going to be right here. Just a cute little one. And you see how fun and easy it is to doodle up your little butterflies. We're not even worrying about putting eyes on. Okay, let's see. Thank you guys so much. Hey, if you are new here, I don't usually have these types of problems, but you know, it's the internet, and sometimes things like that happen. I'd love for you to click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with your friends. And you can giggle at the deep voice that happened to happen. Happened to happen. Oh, wow. All right. I want another little one right here. See, just like patterns, butterflies can become like potato chips. You just can't have one. You want a whole flock of them. And as you start overlapping it, it becomes, the butterflies themselves become their own pattern. Yeah, this is definitely not one that I will be separating off and making into stickers. Let's see here. You know, I might just slip, well, no, I want this all to be butterflies. So I'm going to put one more butterfly down here that's pointing back in. That way his little tail can be down into the corner. Welcome, welcome, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you sticking with me. You know, sometimes when you have interesting situations happen like that, and you just don't know what's going on because I'm not monitoring the sound, I appreciate all of you guys letting me know that something was up. Oh, fun. See, and now I want to put one going this way across that corner. Why do I do this? I always make things way more involved than they need to be. You guys would have loved just having 3 butterflies, and now I've given you so many more. Like I said, though, this will be a sampler page, so you can put as detailed or not detailed as you want on your butterflies. Oh, cute little doodle flies. Okay, another cute one coming in, going off the edge. I like having something coming off the edge every once in a while. Flying in. Makes it look like the world's a little bit bigger. There. Oh, I didn't realize I had all of those lined up going the same direction. We're going to throw a wing and another wing and a little bit of a head and one antenna. There. Now it doesn't feel quite like everybody's flying off the page. There's never enough butterflies. All right. Yeah, butterflies. My grandmother was 97 when she passed, and butterflies were her thing. She had butterflies all over the outside of the house. She had butterflies all over the inside of the house. It was lovely to be there. I have a little wind chime hanging up in my studio that I bump into every once in a while that was actually from her house. And it has a little butterfly hanging on the bottom of it. Let's see. This one's going to be another one sort of off the page. A little bit of the body, a little bit of the head, and a bit of an antenna. There we go. Fun stuff. All right, first pattern up. We're going to do this little guy. First thing I want to do, oh, and I am going to put some color on here too. Butterflies and stars. See, I'm hitting it right today. Ooh, ladybugs. You know, we could do a whole day of ladybugs if people want that. Stick around to the end because I have a little announcement that I want to make. Some exciting At least I think it's a little exciting. Opportunity thing happening. So what I did here, I put a little outline and 2 circles stacked up. That gives those like little butterfly eyes. So we're doing that. And then I think maybe we'll go to that side view. Ooh, that's kind of fun. That way my hand is a little bit more out of the way. His head here, I'm actually going to just color in dark. I'm going to make stripes on this body because I want stripes on his little body. And I'm doing parallel stripes. So I'm doing 2 lines together, a space, 2 lines together. And then I'm going to color in from the outside edge, and I'm going to leave a white stripe in the middle. So it looks like he's got a little shine. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. Ooh. And look at that. I actually got it to zoom in enough. Yay! And then this section down here, I think I'm going to make it little circles. Just because it's fun to do. And then the little triangles next to the circles are just going to get colored in. Oh, bumblebees are a lot of fun. I actually have a painting of a bumblebee on my channel that is done in gouache, sitting on top of a really pretty pink flower. I don't think I have it just laying here handy. I've got it stacked up on the other side of the studio. And then, but if you're interested, the bumblebee is really, really cute, and I show exactly how to draw it. So you could take that and doodle bumblebees. Doodle bumblebees. Oh, golly. More things with wings. I just have to do more things with wings. Doodling up is good. Doing patterns, so much fun. So I'm putting an outline around this guy. It's going to make him go underneath of that other butterfly a little more, the one that's next to him. So this is very meditative. Once you've got your outlines done and you're just starting to fill in spaces, you can purposefully and mindfully fill in your butterflies with patterns. I think this one I'm going to put kind of like feather scales maybe. And that's how I roll. That's right, Miss Amy. That's how I roll. So we're going to doodle in the feather. I'm calling it a feather scale. I don't know. Maybe it's this little butterfly's adaptation to keep from getting eaten. It's camouflage. So we've got eyes up here and feathers down below. So it starts with a U shape, and then I'm stacking those, offsetting them. Well, actually, all 3 of those next row got stacked onto the first one, didn't they? I am not worried about making these match exactly from wing to wing. Oh, look at that. Ooh, that's cute. So now we've got feather wings on our butterfly and big eyes. I'm actually putting sort of a triangle that gets bumped in because of the eyes here, those circles. That's fun. I think I am going to go ahead and put the little center line, so it looks more like those are actually feathers. I like that idea, that we're making a fun butterfly that's camouflaged, looks like a little bird. And this might be one that the other side of the wings, when the wings are closed, maybe it's just dull brown on the outside and it looks like it blends into bark. But on the inside, it looks like bird feathers and eyes. So it looks like it's a predator. I don't know. I'm making stories up today. I like doing things like that. Giving myself things to think about. But being mindful about where you place your lines, how you start and stop your lines. That is a fun way of calming yourself, taking care of yourself, giving yourself a room to breathe. And I think I'm going to color this one, so I don't really want to do much more to it. I'm going to move on and do another butterfly. Let's get another one, another pattern's going. This one's going to have, let's see, I want to have a border around the wing. I'm going to be using bright, summery types of colors on these butterflies, I think. Part of the mindfulness of this is starting and stopping your lines carefully so you don't end up with lines not... Here, let's just find another piece of paper. If you're starting and stopping your lines carefully, you're starting and stopping at the same point, or you're starting and stopping and closing your boxes, closing your shapes, or going all the way across the shape. That's being mindful of where your pen is and being present to your artwork. I think that is part of the fun of doing this kind of art and taking it beyond just, drawing a box and drawing little lines on it without paying attention. So you've got mindful doodling and you've got mindless doodling, and we're doing mindful doodling. All right, so I've got my border around the outside of that one. I'm going to put a border on this little guy, or big guy actually. Now, because I ran into this other wing and I've already put it underneath, I'm just going to bring my border on the inside. And yeah, I have a little line crossing here. That's not going to be a problem because we're going to be able to fill in this line, maybe with shapes, maybe we'll do some little striping. Try starting and stopping your line. Carefully. Now, when I'm being very mindful, I don't talk. And when I'm concentrating, when I'm being present to what I'm doing, I don't talk. It's two different sides of your brain. So my lines might be a little bit sloppy or a little less precise than I would normally like them to be. But see how we just camouflage that right in? That's all part of making doodle patterns. Find ways to camouflage those lines that you didn't expect. And like I said, my lines might not stop and start. And you know what? That's okay. And if your lines are wobbly, it's your hand and it's the way your hand makes lines consistently. then don't worry about it. It's all part of your process. Oh, and I am going to be releasing the challenge video that we did yesterday. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I'm going to be releasing the dragonfly from yesterday. I'm purposefully keeping him a little out of focus so that people who weren't here for that video, I'm going to release the left-hand challenge video tomorrow. It's going to be a premiere, so if you weren't at the live while I did it, I went and took that part out of that video and made it its own little 19-minute video. I'm going to put little circles. I'm just going to fill this whole border band all the way around with little circles. Now, if we were doing this as a video outside of a live show, this would be the point where after I had done about that much, I would put that little bit into fast forward and you would see all those little circles go boom, 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 really quick all the way around so that we could get more patterns more quickly. But since we're live, you guys get to see it in live time. Sometimes you want the live video. Sometimes you want the speed video. I want to be able to help people out whatever way they want to do. So if you do not want to watch me do this in live speed, you have a gear below the video after it's processed, after the live. Live, you're on this journey with me. But after the live show, if you want to speed it up, you have a little gear icon below the video that you can put it on 2 times or 4 times speed. And the sound goes wacky and speeds up. I sound like a chipmunk. But you can get around the patterns really quickly. I am going to timestamp each butterfly. So if people want to be able to find a specific butterfly, you know, like we'll have our bird feather butterfly right here, I will timestamp the butterflies so you guys will be able to find them more quickly. The neat thing about timestamping, in the description below the video is where the timestamps will be, and you will just click on the time code for the butterfly you want, and it will instantly take you to that spot in the video without having to forward through it. Ooh, I like that. So now we're going to put another pattern in here, and I really like the very organic types of patterns. I like how this is sort of dark and that's light. So maybe we'll do something that's dark coming in here now. Fill in these 2 sections with something that's going to be a little bit heavier and darker. Let's see, set that down over there. All right. So there. Now I'm looking at this. Actually, I want another outline. And this one is not going to be completely consistent because I'm not going to necessarily put a wide outline. I'll put a narrow one right there over that other butterfly. Stacking lines, stacking your patterns, that's how you get more detail. You just see something and go, ooh, why don't we try putting, I'm going to fill this section here with just lines. I'm going to make my lines fairly close together, and they are just going to go around. If my hand wobbles, I'm going to follow that wobble. What I mean by that is, ooh, I wobbled right there. There was a wobble here. And what happens is when you follow the wobbles around, it puts texture, and it actually makes it feel like there's an optical illusion or something going on. Ripples. I like how it feels like ripples. And this is a pattern that you can just fill entire pages with. Just draw some lines. Anybody interested in seeing something like that happen? You know, I think I want to fill that whole thing with that. Oh gosh, yeah. That whole bottom petal is going to get filled. Ooh, look at that. Got a little bump. I can go to the right, I can go to the left. Sometimes my lines change depending on which direction I'm pushing my pen or pulling my pen. Remember, you can rotate your paper if you need to. And when you end up in a spot that you can't move any farther, just do straight lines. Ooh, that's a lot of fun. Let's go to that top view. You'll see the other one from the top view. So we'll do this one from top down. And I think I'm going to put a circle in the bottom of this one. Look at that. All right, so now we're going to go around and we're just following. Oh, that one can slip in behind there, behind that circle. But now I'm going to use that like a rock in a pond. It got dropped in and now it's creating ripples. And that is something that you can do, like I said, on that big piece of paper if you wanted to, or filling a whole card. You can throw some circles down and then work your patterns around those circles. And you do get those fun illusion type of feelings. Sort of like satin, where you get that moire pattern, which is just an illusion. It's a reflection of the light. All right, so now I'm going to go to the outside and I'm going to let my hand wobble. You can let your hand wobble on purpose. And if your hand wobbles naturally, awesome. You don't have to work hard to do that. So there. And that, as Amy says, is how I roll. See, I ran into a spot there where I couldn't turn that corner anymore. I see a spot here. I want to put a little bit more of a line in. This is a way to make like wood grain patterns, or just enjoy the process of filling in a space. I think I'm going to put little circles like that. Ooh. See, you could hide people in shapes like that. So there we go. All right, so we've got something darker down here. Now I'm going to go lighter up top. And I think this one is going to look like stitching. So it's just dashed lines or like embroidery. Yeah, so it's so much fun to be able to do things like this. I love being able to fill in patterns. Look at that. Whew. These can look spooky or they can look, maybe I'll put a little circle right there. Yeah, okay. Okay, I love this. So now I want to put kind of like stitching or embroidery There's types of Japanese embroidery that are functional, where they do beautiful patterns basically to strengthen the fabric. So they will put, and it's almost all done with running stitch, because you're weaving the thread through the fabric. And by putting multiple lines next to each other, just like this, you end up strengthening the fabric. So I'm saying this one here has like little embroidered wing. And you don't have to do it to where you fill the whole thing, but you can make it feel like a pattern just by putting little lines. And they don't have to match. They don't have to be perfect. Oh yes, silk ribbon embroidery. I remember the days. I was really in silk ribbon embroidery. I think I still have a couple brooches around here that I had done that are here in my studio someplace. But I love doing this type of a design. This would be a fun one to do an embroidery of. Doing butterflies for embroidery. Another way of doing doodling with thread. You can actually change it up more with thread than you can with pen. So let's see. I'm just looking to see what we've got here. Look at that. So sweet. I think that we're going to put lines going up the body this time. And maybe I'll make the place where the eyes are. There we go. And go back out to the wide view. Fun stuff. All right, so I want to put, now because this one is really dark, I want to keep this one pretty simple. You can punch embroider with ribbon. Yes, you can. Silk ribbon can be punch embroidered. Yes, and you can use regular sewing needles to embroider with silk ribbons also. I like the silk ribbons because they compress really far, so you can get a fine, you can get it through a finer needle, but you can only pull the ribbon through the fabric once for each stitch. You can't pick out the ribbon and then go back through because it will shred the edges. I like how that has that sort of bow tie effect. I think I want to do another set. This is really going to be pushing the pattern area in. I'm just going to do pattern inside that stripe. And we're going to stripe these bottom wings. Sort of curving the line. Trying to start and stop consistently. We're going to be coloring with watercolor, so I'm not going to be super detailed with my coloring. I'm going to be just splashing color on and having it go. I think that will be a lot of fun. Oh, and hey guys, if you're new here, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate you. And go ahead and click that subscribe button and the notification bell. And remember, I've got something I want to announce at the end. And it's going to be something I think you guys are going to be interested in. Some of you may already know, and that's all I'm going to say right now. I'm thickening up a little bit of that line where it's attaching. Basically making like a little triangle where the line is attached to the body. That's making it look more like that's ribbon or a bow tie. See what that did? That made it feel like it was gathered in that spot. Oh, you know, I kind of don't want to do too much on this one. I like the look of that. Maybe we will do a little patterning on the body. That's what I'm going to do. See? So we're doing lines going across the body, side to side, and then I'm dropping down, doing a line across, and then I'm doing lines between. Let's zoom that back in. So lines across, drop down, and then lines between. You know, this butterfly could very well be a 1980s throwback. It's fun. Fun to see. So maybe I will make these stripes down here do the striping like we did on the body up above. I'm going to put two narrow parallel lines to each other with a wider space. And then I'm going to really quickly, you can take much more time coloring the stripes in, or color your stripes in with a colored pen. This would be a fun one to be doodling with colored pens, gel pens. The Zebra does a big set of fine liners for very economical price. It's their Sarasa fine liners. I think you can get them on Amazon. Some office supply stores carry them. And there. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. You just enjoy your process. So, oh hey, I do my own hair in pigtails. And my dad was the one who did my hair. So I remember my dad getting up and doing my hair in the mornings. I would have high ponytails and pigtails and all those things. And that was back before the internet. Before there were dads that did hair. My dad was doing hair. Let's see. This little guy right here. I think I'm going to put a swirl pattern. So I'm going to go way out to the tip, come back in, and then I'm going to follow that line back out. Look at that. Doesn't that make a pretty pattern? So I start down here at the body, I'm following the wing, I'm going to go up and now swirling in. And then following it, but not following on the line. Oh, okay. Got to do that again down here. This little guy is just getting, he's getting his swirls. Look at that. That one ended up looking like a ribbon. So, there. I like that. See, you don't have to do super detailed patterns to end up with really cute butterflies. All right. And some of these butterflies are not going to get patterns. I think some of these tiny ones are not going to get patterns on them so much as they might get, like a bit of a circle. Oops, sorry. Went all the way off the screen. Maybe just circles in the big wing and a dot in the little wing. That's all the pattern that one's getting. Maybe this one right here is just going to get an outline. So you can do things quickly. You don't have to be totally locked in. Look at that. Maybe a little bullseye. Okay. Maybe a little bit more. Patterns, they grow, they evolve. Let's see. I think this is another kind of hero. I need to do something special with that one. His little antennas are laying underneath of that butterfly. Oh yeah. Okay, heart butterfly. We're going to do these wings, the outline on that wing. See, I am so suggestible. Somebody suggests something to me and off I go. And this was going to be a quick video. I was not going to, keep you guys here too long. That didn't happen, did it? And then maybe we'll put another little heart right here. And I'm going to color this heart outline, and I'm going to leave a space on the bump, and then do this one and leave a space and fill it in. I love that these pens are waterproof, so I don't have to worry when I put my watercolor on. And we'll leave the space on the bump up there, come down here, fill this one in. I still have long straight hair with bangs, guys. Even in my advanced age that I am. Let's see. Stripes. Oh my gosh, I'm doing it, aren't I? I am just going into doodle land. And that is part of the fun with doing something purposefully, is that you can just zero in and focus on what you're doing right now and not have to worry about anything else around you. I like that. Many evenings are spent with a sketchbook on my lap and doodling. Oh, let's see, the Mr. Sketch markers that had the fun smells. Did you know that Crayola has some markers that have scent? I ended up with a set of Crayola markers just recently, well, in the last couple of years, that have some scented markers in them. Really crazy, but true. And so they've got black cherry, and I think they have an apple. Who loves the smell of licorice and who hates the smell of licorice? Because the Mr. Sketch markers had that black licorice pen. You either love the smell of it or it was the most disgusting thing on the planet. Hey, welcome. I'm so glad that you made it. You know, anytime you can make it in for doodling is a good time. I know I'm going earlier in the day right now. My husband has gone back to his day shift, and it will be like this for the summer. Oh, fun, fun, fun. Yeah, this one here really looks like loops of ribbon. I like that. So I'm going to keep going with it. I like that loops of ribbon look. And that is a valid pattern. You know, once you've put the same design element down a couple times, it's a pattern. And you see how by putting the darker fill farther out and in the narrower bits of those outlines, so it goes narrow and then it gets wider and then it goes narrow again, that's part of what makes it look like ribbon that's looping around. Doodling flowers and dragonflies and lost track of time. Hey, that's what we do. That is what we do. All right. I think I'm going to give the outline on this because this guy is really turned into much more of a project than I was thinking. He's turning into a ribbon loop butterfly. So I've got a bit of a highlight there. And you want to know how I decided that highlight there? It's because this one has a highlight here. I'm going to do the same thing. There's a bit of a highlight here, so I'm going to leave that space on the outside one. Just like that. I've got a stronger highlight right here, so I will be leaving that one on the outside. And this one over here didn't really end up with a highlight, so I'm just bringing my color all the way around. All right. He's just too cute for words. Heart antennas. Oh my gosh, you are right. Okay. This guy is just too cute for school. Isn't it fun that, you know, you can do things like that? Just decide, oh, he needs heart antennas. So he got heart antennas. All right. Okay, so this guy, this big one, and then we're going to just put color on. And if I want to later, I can doodle in those little guys if I want to. But they might just get color. This one, he's getting paradox in his wings. And now I am going to do a recorded video of just paradox pattern. But since we already have it starting narrow to thick, I'll go to right there and I'll go narrow to thick. And as I'm saying it, you'll understand what I'm doing. I'm making my line go wider as it comes out to the end. So it's narrow and it becomes thicker. It's narrow, becomes thicker. What happens with this type of a pattern is that the laying over of the lines, it becomes like a spiral going into the center. So narrow, going thicker, and it creates a circular pattern going around. So it looks way more difficult than it is. But look, it's a straight line. Stop. Another straight line. Stop. It's easier if you rotate your page. Straight line. Stop. Straight line. Stop. Straight line. It's narrower at the bottom and it gets wider at the top. It's narrow at the bottom, gets wider at the top. And you see how we're getting this pattern going on. Now this is one that it takes longer to explain it than it does to do it. The main things you need to pay attention to. Your lines have to connect. From side to side. So connect, connect. If you leave your line short, it looks like you have a hole going through. And we don't want a hole in this. And if you've got spaces that are too wide, you can always go back and add another line in. So like that one right there, that's a bit wide. Maybe I'll put another line in. Maybe I'll do that right here too. It's nice to try and keep your lines consistent in the spacing, but you know what? It's not imperative. And because this one is starting wide and going narrow there, I need to figure out where I am. Okay. Had to figure out where I am, guys. So I'm going narrow, wide, and it's going to mimic. It's going to be the opposite of this one. And that's part of the fun with this type of a pattern is figuring out how to use it as a decorative element, one, all by itself, or two, whoop, no, that worked, or two, together with other parts of that pattern. So see, this time I'm moving my hand and not the paper. I don't recommend doing it this way, but the reason why I'm doing it this way is because of the camera to the side there. I know that right now I have this in view in a good angle, and I don't want to have it go too crazy so that you guys can't see it. So there. Look at that. Isn't that the coolest thing for a butterfly wing? I love that. So there. I'm going to do the same thing on these bottom wings, but I'm going to do it like a triangle. So we're going to go let's see, how am I going to do that? I have to turn it around. Sometimes you have to think about it. Okay, so that was thick. Then we're going thin to thick, thin to thick, thin to thick, thin to thick, or narrow, wide, narrow, wider, narrow, wide, and we just keep rolling around just like that. Ha, that one turned out. And then narrow, wide, narrow to wide, narrow to wide, narrow to wide. And paradox is a brain bender when you're trying to match patterns. That's because you'll find certain ways you move your hand more easily. I want to fill in that space there just a little bit. Oh my gosh, look at that. That one is crazy wild. And then I'm just going to do those long stripes and a bullseye. Wow. All right, so now I'm going to go to the wide view. So look at that, guys. Isn't that fun? Now, I think I want to throw a light blue background in on this first. So what I will do is grab I've got just a little set of watercolors here. And my spray bottle. I'm just gonna, spray bottle's almost empty. Just get those colors sprayed. And grab there. I'm using my kneaded eraser as the stop to keep this from falling off. There. Let's see. Let's swap those. There we go. You can see the palette and you can see the paper. So I'm grabbing this is a number 12 Mimic round, and I'm just throwing water on because this paper is watercolor paper. I can get it pretty wet. I'm not being super careful. I'm throwing water on sort of around the butterflies, maybe over some of those butterflies that aren't filled in as much. We'll use the watercolor pencil to put some of the details in. But first, I just want to get a pretty blue background going. And I want it to be quick. I don't want to spend a lot of time. I didn't tape this down. There we go. All right, so light blue. There's a little bit of some other colors on here. I'm not worried about it. A lot of water. And then I'm just going to start dancing this in. Ooh, that's pretty reflective. Let's see if we go to the side view on that, and then I zoom out. Let's do it that way, because I want you to be able to see the color. There, that's a little less eye-popping. Not too worried about it going on to some of the butterflies. I want this to be soft and sort of like clouds. There we go. Butterflies floating around. Not worried about anything. Free as a butterfly. Watercolor is so nice for doing things like this, getting loose, kind of splashy loose background in. Maybe a little bit darker in a couple spots, but not much. I mean, I'm just dabbing the color on and letting it bleed out. Be loose and be expressive. And not worry. Just dab, dab, dab. Ha-ha! There we go. I like that. Let's see, do we want to throw... We can throw some little bits of other color. I'm making kind of a purple with the magenta and that lighter blue. It's kind of a darkish purple. Not worried, let's see. I want to get the color around in 3 places. So if I put a color on, I want it to be in 3 places. And some of these I'm just doing, you know, I'm just letting it go. If it bleeds out, it bleeds out. I can take a paper towel, if I find a paper towel. Just a second, I'm grabbing a... There it is. It went under my desk. There. Boom. It's like somebody spilled grape juice on it, huh? I like it though. I like that. So there. Let's see. Oh, maybe a little bit of that purple up here at the top corner too. Again, you're not too worried about making this perfect. This is fun. Odd numbers, 3, 5, 7. You know, once you get past 5 or 6, I don't know how many I have on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have an odd number. I've got 13. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colored with some of that purple. You can glaze the color on. You can add a little bit more red to something. Let it bleed out. It's fun. And I'm not trying to be precious. You know, don't push it into the realm of, oh, it's got to be perfect. It's got to be, you know, it's got to be. Don't make your art have it's got to be, especially when you're doodling. It's fun. It's fanciful. I'm just throwing this color around in a few spots. I'm not worried. I'm just going, oh, well, let's see. What happens when we put it here? What happens when we go there? I think I'm going to put some of this yellow up in this wing. We're going to go with the watercolor pencils over the watercolor. So we can do that. We can put a base tone of a color on and then do some detail with the watercolor pencils. See? And the pen that I used is the Eco Pen for those who came in. This is like an office supply pen. It comes in a tube. I bought 20 of them for $12 on, or $13 on Amazon, and it's waterproof. Who would have thunk it? So, yeah. Just going to soak up a little bit of that yellow and then move it over into the bottom of those. There. Let's see. I think maybe we'll go, maybe we'll do kind of a orangey brown tone. Kind of a murky brown. Ooh, no, that's a pretty brown. And I will just lay it on, leaving some spots, because I'm going to take a bit of yellow or orangey red by itself, and we'll give it a swipe up, maybe the body. Leave some white spaces. Don't think that you have to fill everything in. You know, maybe I'll put a spot of red. Ooh, look at that. Those little guys are bleeding out. Yes, easier to control the details with the watercolor pencils. So I think I'm getting kind of an orangey color down here. There we go. And maybe in that space there. And it can be a little bit out of the lines. Guys, think about it. Have fun. You know, I like that one being just black and white. I think that stripy one, like the bow, haven't quite decided what color I want that to be. And I really like this one being black and white. We might end up with, what do you think? Should we stay mostly black and white, going through the middle, get this one colored? Take that one into more into the pink magenta because it's so heart-like. Let's see. That's really, really heavy red right now. Take some of the color off, put a little more water in it. I'm kind of watching the chat to find out what you guys want to do, what you think. So let me know. What do you think? Leave black and white in the middle? Yes, leave black and white in the middle. I like that. I like that idea a lot. So I think I'm going to soak up a bit of that water. What I'm doing is I'm dabbing my brush off on the paper towel and then touching it into the paint to soak up that extra so it doesn't go running all over the place. I am going to dry this really quick with my heat tool so we can take some watercolor pencil in and do a little bit of detail, but pretty much you could stop anywhere along the way. You don't have to do things as splashy and as, overdone as I am doing. Or water, letting the water blur things out more. I like the water blurring things. I think I want that one. There. All right. I'm going to dry this really quick. I love that blue sky background. The heart butterfly is really sweet. And it's sort of that bridge between black and white. So now we're going to dry this, and I will move it a little bit away from my microphone. If you have any questions, please let me know. I am happy to answer questions. Show this. Wow. And remember, we've got a special announcement at the end. I think you guys are going to be excited. I'm really excited about it. You prefer color even when it's pale? That is a valid, definitely a valid way to do things. It is bright, and it is calming to do butterflies. I love butterflies. I love being out in the meadow and watching the butterflies, I'm hoping that people will start seeing more of my videos, seeing more, getting shown more. YouTube has not been showing them as much lately, and, part of it could be because people don't want to watch doodling. But I don't think that's the case. I think that it's just, I have confused YouTube since I was doing that acrylic pouring for so many years, and now I'm doing my doodles again. I'm drying both sides of the paper, so that way the pencil will go on nicely. Let's go ahead and get that top down. Ooh, look at that. So pretty. All right, so I think first up, we're going to take the Tuscan sun, and I am going to start putting in some details. Now, one of the things with doing this is you don't have to stick with a, you don't have to put water on the colored pencil. The watercolor pencil. If you don't want to, you can just use it like a colored pencil. I want to deepen up that. And if your watercolor is a little bit chalky, the Arteza watercolors in the pan tends to have a little bit more of a chalky finish to it, so you can go in and use your pen again over the top to darken some lines. I think we are going to put darker. This is the carmine red. I want to darken up around that eye. I want this to, red eyes on that. Red eyes on that bird, that vicious butterfly bird. And let's see. I threw a bunch of pencils up here, so I'm grabbing grabbing a whole handful of them. So we've got all these watercolor pencils. And these are the Arteza watercolor pencils. I am taking vermilion. Let's see what the vermilion. I want to make a shadow up high. like it's underneath of that wing. And it can come up a little bit onto that wing. You can color hard with these, or you can color lightly. I'm going to put a little bit of vermilion up here. I am going to get this wet. So, hey guys, you're kind of kidnapped on my fun little journey here. I hope you don't mind. I think I'm going to take the burnt umber, and I'm going to put a little bit of burnt umber so it looks like those feathers are overlapping. See how that goes? And we're going to zoom back in because it's easier for you guys to see if we're zoomed in. And then, let's see here. Focus. There we go. So we're focused on this one right here. Burnt umber under the tips. Makes it look like it's overlapping layers of feathers. Color in that one down at the bottom. My pencils are dull. I should have sharpened them before we started, but I didn't, and so I'm just going with it. You love the idea of a Monet pond. I did a Monet lily pond on my channel with fluid paints and balloons as my paintbrush. So it was painting with balloons, and it was fluid paints, but it wasn't being poured. I was using the fluid acrylic paints as my painting medium. It turned out really cool. That was on a dollar store, on a reused dollar store picture frame or picture box. It turned out so cool. Yeah, I've got 600 videos on my channel, so all right, Joan, take care. Be good. Be safe. Let's see. Let's put a little bit of something on that one. Not too much. I think we're going to maybe go with some blue. This is the Prussian blue. I'm going to give him a little bit of a shadow next to his body and a shadow under that wing. And maybe going up around just a little bit. I don't need to do a lot with this one. I like the effect of the watercolor, but maybe that bottom wing is going to get colored more. See how we do that? Just a few lines. You don't have to do too much. And just relax and enjoy it. Great question. I was wondering myself. Okay, so what's Jan's question? How soft are those pencils, and do they break easily when you sharpen them? These have not been breaking. I have not dropped them. They come in a really nice tin with good trays. I did move mine into a binder. We'll go wide. We'll go wide, desk wide. So I moved my pencils. Come on. There we go. I moved my pencils into one of the Arteza binders to be able to keep track of them. But no, the pencils are, they are softer. Now this one is broken right here, and that is because I dropped it. And it hit the floor and broke the tip off. But it has not been breaking when I've been sharpening them. And somewhere around here, I have a little hand sharpener. I have a grinding type sharpener. Do I have any of those things sitting in front of me right now? No, because I wasn't thinking about it. Okay. Well, you know, sometimes that's where we go. Yeah, I love our community, and I love that we all help each other out. So if you know the answer to a question, put that answer out there for folks. I appreciate that. I'm going to zoom back in now so that we can continue on. All right. I think we're going to go with a bit of a green being added to this one. Little tiny touches can pull it into focus. It doesn't require a lot. And this is watercolor, so we're pen and ink and watercolor. That's what we've been doing for this project. There might be, let's see here, where'd my white pen go? So you can take a regular colored pencil and add, like a little bit of a regular color pencil on here if you want. That ends up acting like a resist. Let's see, maybe I'll take, ooh, see? So this Prismacolor pencil is not going to bleed out. So you can put details in that you don't want to get soft with your regular colored pencils. I do have the Arteza colored pencils also, but Prismacolor are my favorite. Yeah, the binders are really nice. They're not that expensive. I think I don't know. I will not say what the price is because I don't know. And I do have links to Arteza. So if you go to Arteza through one of my links and you make a purchase, I will get credit for finding you. Kind of like the Amazon affiliate. I do make a little bit of money, but not a ton. And less from some of them. But every little bit helps. This is watercolor pencil again. Just because. And I'm just going to use my water brush and soften that out a little bit. So it has a bit of a hint of that color, but then I've got the green behind it. So I don't want to do too much with red and green because it will turn it more muddy, but this little guy is more in the earthy tones anyway. Thank you, Jan. I'm so happy that this is one of your favorite places to be. It's one of my favorite places because I get to hang out with all you guys, and you are the coolest folk. All right, I'm going to take my water brush in and blend. Ooh, I like that. That vermilion. Blending it out. It moves so much nicer on top of watercolor. So because the paper already has watercolor on it, that is moving so nicely. Oh, I like that. All right, I'm just moving right on up here, and I'm going to get that vermilion on that top edge and that Tuscan sun that's in the middle. Oh, that's pretty. I do really like the Arteza watercolor pencils. Really like them. I think I like the pencils even more than the regular watercolor paint, although I really love their metallics. Their metallic watercolor paints are so yummy. I love those. If you want to see those, I used them in the dragonfly video. The things with wings. Oh yeah, never feel intimidated with my groups or on my page. We are a very, very supportive of all levels of art. So if you're a professional artist and you are just sharing your art that you're doing with us, awesome. Please don't promote your channel or pages and things, but we love to see everybody's artwork. We've got glass artists, we've got doll artists, we've got, let's see, stay on top of the pain from the surgery. Absolutely, Miss Amy. Thank you so much for being here for so long. I appreciate it. All right. This little guy right here with the swirl. And yeah. Thank you, Amy, for suggesting the hearts on the butterfly. Because, boy, he turned out so cute. This one with the swirl, I think, is going to get the light blue. This is the robin egg blue in the swirl itself. I'm not too worried about making it perfectly on the outline. And it is going to change color where it's going over that yellow that we put on the background. And that's cool. So there. I like that we can put these colors in quickly and not have to worry about it. Ah. Again, very cute, very sweet things. Very cute and very sweet. Very, very calming and very gentle. I think, let's see, maybe I'll take, on the purple, I will take the, this bright fuchsia. We're going to put that in. I'm going to actually use my white Prismacolor to make the dots. I want them to be soft and not super obtrusive. And it's not going to melt when I put water on here. All right. Ooh, that's pretty. Get that pink. Yeah, I want to add a little bit more pink up here on the top edge. See, this is, when you're putting watercolor on, it's like doodling again. The pattern on this, on the big one, this that looks like stitching. Yeah, a lot of fun. Or the pattern on the one that's the paradox. That one just turned out so nice. I love that one. I love all of them. They're all uniquely fun. Okay, I am going to put a little bit of sheer color on this guy. I think it's going to be sort of this coral. I'm going to use it as my shadow. Like that. I'm not putting a lot on. Not putting a lot on because I don't want to overpower it with color, but I think that it might be kind of fun to see how you can quickly put some shadow in with color. Soft and easy. It's just a hint. So it's still really a black and white, but it's just got a hint of this coral color on it. Just get that pencil a little bit wet and just pull it in, but I'm not covering the whole thing. And then at the tip and at the head, and we're going to leave a space in the middle. Just like that. Oh, that's fun. Very unique. Yes, these butterflies are all individuals, all unique. Wow. You can tell where I was splashing color around. You know, maybe I'll put just a little bit of the blue up here. And out here. Kind of like denim. This one just makes me think of like blue jean denim. Prussian blue. Prussian blue really is like a blue jean blue in this color range. See, I can't stop. I can't stop. And we're almost, oh my gosh, we're an hour and 41 minutes? Whoa. It'll be a little bit less than that when I go in and remove the 5 or 6 minutes of figuring out the sound issue. But there we go. All right, so it's still pretty much a black and white, black, white, and blue. Not doing too much on it. Just a little touch. Now, if you have any suggestions for things, I know somebody suggested ladybugs and someone suggested bumblebees. If someone would please make sure and put that suggestion in the comment section, because when I edit, the chat is going to go away. So I'm not going to be able to get all of the things out of the chat if I forget to go and read chat first. So make sure, if you have a suggestion for more things with wings that you want to see being done, if you want them as recorded videos or do you want them as live videos. And junior high school with the Gloria Vanderbilt. Yep. I remember those. I remember those days. I did not have Gloria Vanderbilts. Or maybe I had one pair. Let's see. Going for a color that will show up. Grab the Prussian blue. I'm just putting little dots. I'm not even going to get those wet. Maybe a little line. On those hearts, just because I wanted a little bit more shadow. Not going to get that wet. I do want, let's see, make sure that I grab my pen that's working. There we go. Yeah, I've got, I have a desk up here to my side that, yeah. Oops, sorry. Just banged into the microphone. Sorry about that, guys. The microphone is right next to my pencil jar. All right. So now I've got a couple little spots here. I want to darken up. Put a couple little details in. All right. So those of you who are still here, My big announcement is that I have been working with Cinnamon Cooney, the art Sherpa, for over a year, a collaboration working on designs for a coloring book. And this is going to be like the most, I don't even have a copy of it yet. It's going to be the most special coloring book you've ever seen. If you love the world of Cinnamon Cooney, the art Sherpa, and her girls and owls, and Kevin the Kraken makes an appearance, and you like my mandala doodle style, I do Cinnamon Cooney, the art Sherpa world in my art mandala doodle style. And it's all going to be on watercolor paper. So you can watercolor, you can marker, you can, they are really close to, they're really close to doing the publishing, and it will be available on the Art Sherpa website when it's up. But we're like a week or two away, I think. At least that's what I've heard. So I wanted to share with my best community, because you guys are the ones that stick with me to the end of a video. You get to hear about this from me also, and more people will start hearing about it as it comes out. But I am over the moon with how it looks. They've shown it to me on Skype. And yeah, so that's my big, huge, fun, wonderful announcement. And I thank you guys so much for being here. I'm really happy. I don't know that I want to put my signature. Oh, I'll put my little signature box on an angle, so that way it's on there, but this still can be turned any direction. Yeah. New coloring book, and it's going to be through the artsherpa.com and whatever places they will be distributing that book out to other locations besides their website. So I am over the moon excited. Yeah, it's so cool. And one of my patrons. So if you're a patron over on Patreon, any level, I am going to put everybody who is a patron on in a number generator, and I'm going to have it pick a random person, and a random patron is going to be winning this fun Doodleflies card. And yeah, I'm excited to share that with you guys too. And it will be flying its way off. I will put it in an envelope so it will be protected. And there'll be a handwritten note on the back of it too. If that's interesting to anybody, please, you can join over on my Patreon. And I'm going to have two drawings. One drawing will be all of my current patrons, or people who had paid as of the first of the month. And then I will have another drawing for another doodle card at the beginning of July. So that way everybody who joins this month will be in the draw for the 1st of July. A patron means subscribers. Yeah, a patron subscribers. I have a Patreon over on this link. If you're interested, I know several of my diehard viewers here are patrons over on Patreon, and I do coloring sheets. I do reference photos. I've got a couple project packs from like last summer or last winter with snowmen and with shrinky dinks and things like that. Do you guys want to doodle butterflies on shrinky dinks? Let me know. I have a whole pile of shrinky dink plastic. That's a lot of fun too. But yes, I have a patron over on Patreon, and two drawings. One drawing for all my current patrons that are paid as of June 1st, and I will do a second drawing for all of my new patrons that come on this month. I am going to be putting that as a patron bonus, so there'll be a little reward. And even if you are an older patron that has been with me for a long time, you'll be in the July drawing also. But I want to make sure that everybody who's paid gets a chance to be in the drawing. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Welcome to our Japanese viewer. Thank you so much for being here. I'm finishing up now with this fun Doodlebugs Doodleflies. And the whole video, we go through step by step how to draw these doodles and how to color them. And thank you guys so much for being here. Remember, do something creative, do something mindful, take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. And I will be seeing you. Oh, I have a left-hand challenge video premiere going up tomorrow. You want to check that out. I have another one that's a really long one that... Let's see. Do I have the card right here? I have it. Do you guys want to see what I did? I'll ask. Do you want to see what I did? It's a 40-minute video with some bits that are sped up because drawing with your left hand is really slow. But I did... Look at this guy. Isn't he the cutest little thing? This is a totally start to finish all done with my left hand. I'm not left-handed. That is my non-dominant hand. So this is a recorded video, all edited and ready to go. But I need to know if you guys even want to see it. Will you watch it? And should it be a premiere? There you go. Yeah, Patreon is a really neat place because it gives you the opportunity to support artists and creators in a way that is more interactive. We can have a smaller, more involved community if people want to be involved. You don't have to be involved if you don't want to. You can throw money at me. That's fine. And there we go. Okay, so I will post this video. I will post it as a premiere. And we will probably do this one. I think this one's going to be a Saturday video. And probably earlier in the day rather than later. Just because that way people can have a chance to watch. I think he's really cute too. And now, I've already said take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. Go out and do something creative. Get your doodle stuff out. Pull out your doodling and watch another one of my videos where I'm doodling. I've got a ton of them. See you guys soon and take care.